Yeah, Voz, are you in chat? Hi Ahmad, how are you? It's Friday. Hey Alman. Yeah, Voz should be in chat somewhere. I don't know, he messaged me on Telegram. Hey Jason. Hey everyone. Yeah. I'm Josh, yeah, not Yavuz. Yavuz is in the chat somewhere. He's the one who's posting stuff. Hey Flo, Walker, Freedom, everyone's here. Yeah, the trade is good. Actually, I have a story to tell, to be honest. Hey XL, привет. I'm good, Rihan. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. So yesterday, the trade I took when you guys were live was here, and I closed it here, right? That got my balance back to 95. I recorded myself trading this new trade, and because of guilt mostly, I didn't close it. I kept it open for you guys to see. I don't know what the result's gonna be at the moment. It still looks very bullish because we've broken the resistance. So I am gonna hold, but what I did was, out of guilt, I just put the stop at night at just above break even and held it. So that if I got stopped out, I got stopped out, and if I didn't, then I could show you guys the trade, right? Either way, it would be visible in some way. So yeah, I was a little bit guilty on that. It was one of my normal setups that I would take, and having been down for the last few days really bothered me, so I took it, and obviously it worked out. I did tell Flo at the time I took it. We had a chat on Discord, so it's not like I just put this trade in today or something. I don't know what my target is. I probably would say 200 points, but I'm watching my equity, because if I just break even for the week, I'm quite happy. We will see. We will see. This 13 is points, right? So it's 132 points, 132.4 points, right? I show profit as points, because dollars don't really matter to me. But I'm hoping this gets us pretty close to break even. I mean, we're almost there anyway. And I do have this exact same trade on my live account too, and it's still open. So that's nice. Do you look at GU? Yes, I haven't looked at it today though. Normally I don't trade until 9:30, so I have kind of broken my own rules by holding this one, but it's a nice trade, so I'm hoping it keeps going. GU, let's have a look here. Let's do some analysis to start the day. This area, it could reverse. However, to me, it looks more likely to come down a little bit and then go further up. To me, the trend analysis says it's going up too for the day, for this session anyway. I mean, Euro's in the same sort of position. You can kind of see it. They're very much in line. You have this whole mess here to get through, but it may go up. I'm just a little bit worried about US Open. It might sort of spike the other way and then go back up again. Same for the Dow. In gold is looking very, very bullish to me. That this to me looks like we're going all the way back up to 18, 15 or further. Let's find a zone. Somewhere in here would be your first stop, and then yeah, if this gets all eaten back up again in the long term, if this whole disgusting price action movement that happened on Sunday night gets removed by a bullish move, then we probably keep going. The daily also sort of indicates that too, except you have this trend line that potentially it could come off and fall down again. But yeah, the Dow just keeps roaring. The Dow just keeps roaring. Hey Jimbo, how you doing? I am just kind of happy at the same time, you know. I was saying to Yavuz, if any of you are Australian or you know of Winter Olympics history, the first ever gold medal at a Winter Olympics is by a person named Stephen Bradbury. If you watch on YouTube the race of Stephen Bradbury, it was in a speed skating race. That is kind of what I'm hoping for that will happen in this MFF versus trader thing. I would suggest you go and watch that race and you'll understand what I mean. Hey AJ, hi Dimitri. The one thing I'm hoping that doesn't happen on Dow when it opens is that it spikes down so hard. I would hope that it spikes up. If it spikes up 50, I'll probably just take it. If it spikes down, I'm going to just leave my stop there because the trade was taken off stream. Hey Dihang. Yeah man, thank you. Still in it. It's all about survivability, right? Open the last 2 laps in stream. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that because I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's policy is on restreaming people's content, and if it's like bannable or something. I don't want to do that, but if people just search in YouTube Stephen Bradbury gold medal and watch the race, it's pretty funny. Day 10 today done. Wait for Seb. Oh, good for you, Seb. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I know that feeling, trust me. Waiting for your new account details. Hey, Matt. Yeah, back on wheels. I'm back on wheels. Funnily enough, I'm on the way back. You know, it would be nice for another 50 points in this trade and get me over the 100k mark, and then I believe I would feature on the leaderboard, on the top 5 leaderboard. I believe. Murtaza is at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're doing our meeting. It's now 9 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, at 5 p.m. Eastern today, we're having like a meeting about the company and things that are going on. It was announced in Discord. I believe it's on schedule. It's not like going to be postponed or anything like that, but it's still early and I haven't spoken to Martuzi yet. So the good news is I did get some sleep last night, which was amazing. Here's a question I had from yesterday. So it can be reasonable to assume to some degree that those pin bars on smaller time frames are limits getting tested and eaten. Yes, it's reasonable to assume that. Some of the tests could be considered organic, but yeah, you can, if they're like really big pin bars, like if there's some distance in the wick, you can assume that someone's pushed the limits and it's come back at them and they got out of the way. Yeah, the Bradbury gold medal. That's my goal with MFF versus Trader. I don't know if it's been posted yet today. I have to ask Yavuz if the top 5 has been posted today. Jeeb, you going to 1400? Possibly. There's quite a bit of traffic in the way for that, but it's entirely possible. Do you think that gold is falling soon? No. No, I don't. I mean, to me, it looks like it's going to either hit this trend line or break this trend line. That's my impression of it. That's on the daily chart too. But this is super bullish to me. That's super bullish. I got to keep watching the Dow too, so don't let my take. It will be about 3 p.m. at night here during the webinar. But it'll be recorded, so you'll be able to watch it afterwards. Yeah, this time we won't mess up the recording, so because YouTube will record it for us. But I might try and record it locally too, just in case. So we have 2 copies of it. But yeah, it'll be recorded. You'll be able to see it. It won't be a problem. You think we'll ever be able to hold trades over the weekend? You can on evaluation. So yes, on accelerated you can't, but on evaluation you definitely can. I have this zone drawn on my desktop, so any proper break of that and I will close the trade. I think I have to see it at the time, whether it's just spiky or what, because going into the open, you know, as I said yesterday as well, market just spikes, and yesterday it spiked 50 against and then followed through. Do you trade a lot on your live account? No, I don't. I trade far less than I've traded on this account on live. You could the two trades I took yesterday on stream, the sell that hit the stop immediately and the buy that hit my first target and I closed it, you can assume that I would take those trades live and then that would be my day. You can assume that. So that would be two trades, right? Yeah, for accelerated, we will consider, we're looking at it, but there's just so much trade volume that it would require us to move a lot of money into margin for the weekends, because on the weekends liquidity providers require you to hold weekend margin, and it would really hurt our withdrawals, I think, because we would have money locked up in margin. So for now it won't be available, but we probably will try and find a middle ground somewhere. Yep, that's kind of the math behind it, Jimbo, is to make sure that the trader is getting paid and we have no risk. I mean, we still have a little bit of risk because, as I said yesterday, accelerated, when they violate, it's never to the dollar of the violation. It's always way over, and sometimes it's like really way over. So we do take some losses on it, but the profitable guys make up for it quite well. I'm still a bit nasally though. Pound yen also looks kind of bullish, right? There's a whole bunch of mess in here. But it doesn't really look like it'll pull and hit and then go up. It seems like it's just from here it might head north. Maybe. Let's take a look at Nasdaq, because Nasdaq, as you know, has been cursing us for the last few days. It's kept the trend line. See, it literally hit the trend line that I drew yesterday and pulled back. And it pulled back to, I assume that I drew this because of this pin here. It pulled back to that, which is also the 50 exponential and the 100 exponential. Let me draw this to see if I know, just for the sake of argument. Wow, okay. So if you'd drawn this up properly and you looked for your confluence of supports, you probably could have bought that with this single bar here. So you would have had your zone like this, but you know, here from the 1 hour chart you had all this confluence and support, and then you would have looked for a bar like this one. Oops. Like this penny bar, and you would have bought that. That would have been your buy if you're trading that zone. And in my opinion, for Nasdaq from here, we're going up here. That's my opinion. Could be wrong, but that would be where it's going. So if you're trading Nasdaq, hopefully that gives you a second opinion, I guess. Obviously, as I said yesterday, I don't trade Nasdaq very often, so. What's your favorite pair and why? These days it's Dow. I really like the Dow because it moves quickly and I don't have to trade a lot and I don't have to sit and watch it much. Is that an indicator you have showing highs and lows? No, I draw them. What's your outlook on US 30 and gold? US 30 northbound, gold northbound as well, I think. But US 30, I'm just worried about the open spike, what it's going to look like, whether it's going to spike up or spike down. I would prefer to spike up, obviously, and get out of the market, but we don't know. Why can't we use EA for accelerated? Because we're giving live funds to someone we don't know what they're doing in terms of EA, so it allows them to cheat. And rather than letting people cheat and then having to not pay them and having them reported everywhere, we prefer just to not allow it. If you want to use an EA, evaluation is there for you to use it. Can't you have some kind of algo where when the accelerated account reaches the DD limit, the trades are auto closed? Yes, but you can't close a trade at the dollar. We have one, right? But let's say, for example, our violation machine, I guess you'd call it, it closes trades at 5.01% for daily and 10 or 12 or 5.01% for overall, right? So it adds 0.01%. If someone has 300 lots open, then when you hit the 5.01%, it's usually 5.5% or 5.7% or 8%. It depends on the market, but yeah, our reaction time to it causes some delay. We don't punish people, obviously, for that, but it's problematic sometimes, but it's not, it doesn't hurt us. It hurts, but it doesn't hurt us in terms of the company being liquid. The AUD pairs were good to me today. I'm glad. AUD pairs, though, sometimes they're just not friendly. Like, I drew these range lines yesterday on AUD and ZD, and I think the market was down here, and it still hasn't moved, but that's AUD and ZD. Let's find AUD USD. I'm confused at how this could be good to you. You bought. Also, can we use a copier if we have accelerated value? Yes, you can use copiers. Copiers are fine, and it's very easy for us to identify copiers and the difference between a copier and an execution EA. We can see it. It's fine, no problem for us. Same as risk management EAs. That's fine for us too. 15072. So feel free to bet against me. Are you talking about Nasdaq, Justin? I think Nasdaq is actually going to fly. It looks very fly-like to me, and that 4-hour bar may just actually go straight to the target there. That's what it looks like to me. That's my perspective. Daily bar backs it up too. The daily bar actually suggests that it might go to a new high. So, you know, as I said yesterday, though, I'm not going to touch Nasdaq, but I'll leave it to you guys who do enjoy a good Nasdaq trade. Hey mate, if you take trade on day 1 and you close that trade on day 2 in profits, are you allowed to lose that profits first plus the 5%? It depends what your equity was at midnight. When the day ended and you recalculate, right? So let's say that you held the trade overnight and it was up $100 at rollover. That would be what your calculation's based on, right? And then if you go up another $500, so then your total is $600. You can lose the $500 on the same day, but not that $100. AUD CAD, AUD JPY, and AUD USD. Yeah. AUD. Actually, I'm quite surprised that Australian dollar is doing so well considering the lockdowns going on there. But you know, it's all sentiment, right? Like, this is an anti-US dollar move. Great, you know, good for AUD traders. Bitcoin as well is on a tear, so I have Bitcoin chart here. I don't recommend trading crypto, but if you want to look at crypto, we had the double top slight pullback. The pullback formed a what you could consider a trend line now. That's hourly chart. It's going back up to, let me add this here. It's going back up to that resistance. I would then only trade it if it came back here somewhere, and then I would look to buy it based on that pattern. However, it's Bitcoin, so it could just fly to the moon and then crash to the ground. However, if it went back down here and then gave you like some sort of either confluence or price action confirmation on the area, then it could be a really good buy with quite a high reward in terms of percentage gain. The daily for Nest does look good, yeah. Thank you, Carlo. I appreciate it. I'm kind of a little bit hamstrung because I'm holding this trade, but you know, what did they say? You hold on to your winners and cut your losers quick. I don't have any trade that I can take either, you know, to eat at my profits, at my recovery of drawdown. Let's see what today brings. It is Friday, so gotta stay pretty tight. After lunch on Friday, usually the market's pretty flat. So Palladium is up, which means that Tesla must be going up today, right? Isn't that what we concluded in the last streams? And if Tesla is up, that means Bitcoin is up. What happens when you violate phase 1 evaluation? Then you violate it and you fail, essentially. If you have violated, you have two options. You can either pack it in and say you gave it a shot, which is commendable, or you can reevaluate and what went wrong. And we offer a reset with a discount. I think it's 10% discount on the resets. I really missed a lot of opportunity this week because of hesitation and fear of losing the account. I just hope next week we will be good for me to pass the challenge. So my philosophy is that a no trade is a trade because you're deciding not to trade. So if you decide on that day not to take a trade, then that is essentially a trade, and it's a pretty good trade to take. That would be my perspective on it, and it's commendable because most people just sort of chase the trades, right? They just trade and overtrade. It's better to undertrade than to overtrade. If it's a confidence issue that is problematic, then you're likely using too big of a lot size if you're worried about losing the account, for example. So maybe trade smaller to start with and then work your way up. Why not secure some partial profits in case it does reverse? That's not my style, that's why. Everyone trades different. One question for scale up after 4 months, please. I know there is 30% if rules okay. The next scale is 30% from. The next scale is 30% from the already scaled balance. So it's not from the 100K again. So it's like 130 times 30%, obviously rounded to the nearest dollar, not, there won't be cents in it. Do you reset via email? If you log into the website, in your panel, there will be a reset option. If it's not there, then you can contact our support team and they'll help you. Just jump on live chat and they'll help you out. I don't want to compete with you because I will win. Well, that's okay then. If you don't want to win, I mean, that's your choice, man. You want to lose? Okay. Kind of doesn't make sense, does it? you're kind of choosing to lose. That's okay. You only want to compete if you lose. So we have 7 minutes till open. Gold looks like it's gonna run. Nasdaq looks like it's gonna run. S&P looks like it's gonna run. Pound dollar is in an alarming point, right? Because it's gonna open at resistance. Could go the other way. Euro looks like it's gonna run. CHF actually looks like it might bounce. Why is that? Oh, that's a 4-hour chart, that's why. Yeah, that's scary. USD CHF doesn't actually look in confluence with pound and dollar from price action perspective. It looks way lighter. It looks like it could bounce back into this zone, which I guess isn't that far, but in terms of price action, it confuses me a bit because the rest of the market is saying the opposite. For account scaling, do you have to hold the 30% to get the increase, or is that 30% collected? You take your profits. So we scale you if you have been profitable 3 out of 4 months and you have made, is it 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 4? And you've made 10% over those months. So you can, all of our scaling, you can withdraw. We don't require you to hold money in the account to be scaled, right? That's how we operate. I think people ask that question. I think there's another company that requires you to hold it in. We don't. We prefer to pay people because then with payments, there's a two-way benefit for us in that the traders get money out. So in terms of their fees, it gets refunded and they get money in their pocket. So they don't feel like if they do lose the account, they've lost everything, which is very important for us because there is a bit of a sentiment when people lose that they feel like they wasted their time. We don't want that to happen. And that's why Accelerator gets paid every week as well. So at least you're chipping away at the fee over time, even if you haven't scaled. But when you scale as well, you still can have taken your profit out, and we accumulate it until you reach overall target. Getting people paid is like our priority. Requires one to hold the 10% to scale up. Yeah, okay, that's their model. I mathematically don't know why, but that's they probably have reason for it. I don't know. Oh, I would love for Dow to just go to the sky. But 3 minutes to go. If I break even on this trade, I will be upset. I will be quite upset. 4-hour price action sort of gives me a little comfort. So does the daily. So If I was to make a gamble, I would say that we will spike up and then drift down, but that would be gambling, and I don't do that. Gold has held this trend pretty well. Look, it respected the 50 in this instance, it respected the 100 in this instance, and the 100 again in this instance. So it's like respecting the averages in this movement that it's doing, and it does look very, very bullish on the hourly specifically. So we'll see. We have a lot of gold traders, so I'm hoping that a bunch of them are long. Well, I would trade. Lewis. I hope it didn't shock you too much. Better than a loss, that's right. MFF all the way is way ahead of all the others right now. Thank you for the compliment. I would hope so. I don't know, like, everyone's changing pretty quick lately, so hopefully we can maintain. It's gonna be all spiky and weird now, isn't it? $30 until the market opens, and they're gonna mess around with it. They're gonna mess around with it now. Consumer sentiment will affect the share markets for sure. How much, I don't know. It's not that important, but it does affect, especially the Dow. Should become a streamer. Your voice is soothing, keeps me calm while trading. Oh God. I would love to stream, but I also enjoy my job. Are there any traders that aggressively cover risk or go to break even that are doing well? Most of them do. Actually, one of the main points that our traders that are profitable do is they cover their risk really well. Nasdaq off the trend line. I always get a little bit alarmed when the Dow spikes in my direction because it could come back the other way, right? ASMR trading. I could tap on the microphone like this, right? The ASMR. I should do what do they call it? Mukbang trading. I can go to Popeyes and get like $100 worth of chicken or something. Oh dear. This is what I thought would happen, right? If you spike up, you spike down. Into the zone. Maybe they're looking for liquidity. Okay, this is looking like they don't know what they want to do, but yeah, could work out for me. I'm clenching a little bit actually. I'm a little clenched, just a little bit. There are a lot of buyers. Hey Kelvin, what's up with NQ? It seems to be going down. Yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest, but it hit the trend line, so maybe that's the reason. And like Dow, this is why I hate the market open, is this discovery stuff. It's so spiky. Wow. It's very, very spiky, and I don't actually see where it's gonna go. Nasdaq, I still think is gonna go up, and I mean, it could. S&P looks heavy though. So the guy's stream is Josh. Yeah, that's me. Should have closed maybe. Yeah, probably. But I left. I mean, I should have closed yesterday, but I left it open for you guys. So no excuses though. Just let's see how this pans out, right? Because it could do either. That does seem to be a lot of buying momentum. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the end of the week stuff. Maybe it's just this is the end of the week, so they're gonna mess around a bit. I love trading NAS 100 open. Yeah, it's kind of gambly though. Like look at this though. Look at that. How do you trade that? Doesn't tell you nothing. It's just indecision, really. Like, look at that is quite possibly one of the biggest dodges I've ever seen on a 5-minute chart. High to low, 50 points. 50 points, high to low. So now the only choice is to wait and see which side it takes out, because then it's made its decision, right? It's kind of looking more bearish than bullish. Kinda. But it's kind of Friday. I don't know. I think that we're done with this trade maybe. I have enough space to sort of wait for it, so let's just see how we go here. I might give this 5-minute bar its time to breathe and see what it does, but adrenaline is my passion. Yo, volatility team. Yeah, man. Yep. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be so mixed direction and open. Mostly because of the daily bar, right? The daily bar, to me, this action is another move up, right? That's what that is. If limits have stops, they're often protected. If they don't, they're removed. If things don't go their way. Yes. My soul would have left my body at this point. My soul Yeah, I turned off my sound because there's noise here, that's all. That's why I turned it off. And I closed the trade because I was in a panic, so. Well, I knew that zone would hold and it held. And I tried to draw a little kitty face whilst I was muted, so. Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? You can hear noise, yeah. I'll be back in 1 second. Hey, Calvin. I hope you enjoy it. Can I get it before market opens? Do you have a live account already? If you do, put your documents in. If you do, then it's fine. If you haven't, then prepare your documents, and the guys will ask you to sign a contract too. So, can you get it before market open? Probably not. Could you get it on the day of market open? Very possible, yes. Sorry, I had to mute, guys. There's some sound here, that's all. It's my household is not a streaming household, and so there's activity going on. Why did I close? I closed because I had to mute and I was distracted, and I was like, oh no, I might miss it. So it respected my zone, and yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just passed the phase 2 on another company too, so that's nice. Oh no. Yeah, because it's live account. You gotta have your documents. But yeah, that's all right. I tried to draw a kitty cat, but that doesn't work very well, does it? I couldn't get a mouth, only a nose. The kitty cat pattern. Do I think it's gonna go up more? Probably. Probably. Can you get your phase 1 and 2 bonus at the same time, including the first payout? Yes, you can. You can get your phase 1 bonus when you pass phase 2. But if you want to wait until your first payout, that's up to you. You'll still get, no matter what happens with your live account, you'll still get the first bonus. What was the idea behind that particular zone? All this here. See, there's some wicks, there's some volume. This was a support zone. So my idea was that the trend is clearly up. You know, look at the fanning on the moving averages too. Like, because it's fanned so much, it's very clear that the trend is up. So where would a point of pullback be? And that was kind of the most appropriate point in my eyes, right? If you're doing single line, you would have gone here, right? And it just slightly breached it. So it was a good point, but it's also one of those points where if you look when I closed it, right, and it came down heavy on it, it could have broken it. And given that I was distracted and everything, I wasn't going to let it break down 100 points. That's silly. I'm back up in a zone where I'm one trade away from being in the black, so you don't want to screw that up, especially given where my account was yesterday. However, if I held it, probably I would have gotten to the black today, but that's okay. I mean, that's part of trading. I thought it was an alien watching you trading. Yeah, it was a kitty cat. Any discount code for accelerated? No, and never will be. Never ever will be for accelerated, unless I can figure out some sort of magic mathematics to make a discount of some sort, but I don't think so. I don't think that I can make that work, because accelerated is already, in terms of like company risk and profit, is already at its limits. It can't really get any better than it is without the company taking on too much risk, and we want to be here forever, right? That's our goal. So we don't want to be doing things that make us risky. Just a reminder, guys, at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is in 6 hours, we're having a meeting, me and Mertuza, to discuss the company and, going forward, what's happening, things that have happened, changes, etc. We don't really have many changes, just upgrades to systems and stuff. And close my kitty cat pattern. See, that is very bullish to me, that hourly bar. Uma delicia. Discount code for eval, there are many. If you speak to Yavuz or maybe Tojo, we can give you a discount, I think. If you want to buy one today, we might do that for you. Looks like Nasdaq's breaking, yeah. And I had suspected that because of this bounce, right? It's just that open, that was ugly. That was very ugly. But the confluence here of all the moving averages as support, plus this support of the zone, you could have drawn the zone a little bit better. Josh, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? You do better than that. So you'd say this here, right? That plus the moving averages all together and the bounce, like the 5 minute had this lovely bar on that point. That was a buy for sure, but this is kind of gross, this price action here. So that's the problem with open, is that it's so spiky, and it got me today too, even though I'm in profit for the day. Who should you speak to? You can speak to anyone in chat, in live chat, but yeah, any of our support team, I think they have a code for discounts. So where would you TP have been on NAS? I have a zone drawn on there. My TP would be right here in this zone. So let's bring the zone over somewhere in here, and I think it'll hit there today. That's my opinion. It looks very, very bullish, and this trend line break is kind of long-term bullish too. But again, as I said yesterday, Nasdaq is not my pair. I don't trade it. I don't understand it very well. So is there a discount for accelerated? No, I think I answered that. No, only rapid and evaluation we can offer a discount on because of the math. Like the accelerated accounts are as cheap as possible and as revenue positive for the trader as possible. Anything more that we did with it would incur more risk to the company itself. So unless we can figure out some method of increasing our revenue from accelerated beyond profit splits and the volume, then we can't really do much with it. But one thing we might look at doing is like in the future, when you've scaled a certain amount, getting a higher payout or something. Maybe we can do that with a code. Okay. I still don't know what Dow's doing. And its hourly bar is quite aggressive. And Nasdaq also. So is it 10:30 is the consumer sentiment, or is it 10 o'clock? Just gonna change computer for a second. It is 10. Okay, so that's a pre-news get out of the market thing. Okay, fine. We have 9 minutes until that news comes out. Still looks bullish to me, but questionable, right? My feeling about share markets right now is that they're looking for a reason to sell. That's my feeling. At all these record prices, I would say that's what I see, is that any little hiccup, they're looking to sell it off. And the more the hiccup doesn't come, the harder they push north until that hiccup comes. So we'll see what happens. I don't see the option to buy a challenge with wallet, or do you only see it when you have credit? You should have credit first. Ah, okay. See, I'm not a support guy. Tojo and Yavuz and Liana and Connor and everyone like that, they know these things. I only know like the rules of the company and the server situation, liquidity and stuff. It's a very weird price action on 5 minute. Look at that. That's odd. Is it because they didn't want to go through 600? What is that? I would like this to run from my live account, because my live account still has just the break-even trade on it. Do you trade FX? Sometimes. Euro JPY is my pair that I like to trade. But since I joined MFF, don't really have that much time. And Euro JPY moves best during London, so that's where I get stuck. If I was to trade, just that's what I do for my living, and only that. It would be Euro JPY during London and probably Dow at open. So in that case, whenever they find a hiccup or reason to sell, that would be the market crash people keep warning of. Kinda. I think it's more like these moves. These are what politicians like to call healthy pullbacks, healthy corrections. These are kind of indications that people they're looking for a reason to sell, because the price is so high and it's so much above earnings now. Like the value is kind of a little bit nonsense. Any link which shows all the spreads. I think there's a screenshot in the Discord. I can show you whatever spread you'd like to see right now if you like. Pick a spread, any spread. These grayed out symbols, you can ignore them, only the dotted ones. This is demo server, but did the same spread on both. Nasdaq is still flying. Dow and the Nasdaq don't like each other, it seems. S&P is kind of disinterested too. Okay, Mr. Dow. what you gonna do? This is kind of a coin flip now, isn't it? Will it go up? Will it go down? German 30, Bitcoin and ETH. German 30 is, that's 1.1 ticks. BTC is currently, wait, $32, $16 on ETH at the moment. No commission on any of those products, so if that helps. So you're looking to cash out basically from all their longs on stocks and such. It's hard to explain. I would say that if there is any significant retail volume in sales of index funds, then the big boys will push the market further than that and then buy back up cheap. But there has to be some sort of fundamental reason for it. There has to be enough acceleration for it. Otherwise, the buying will just stop them in their tracks. So it's hard. Yeah, I guess it's a sentiment-driven move, but there's much more money to be made on a heavy short right now than on heavy longs. That's my personal opinion from an institutional perspective. So they're just sort of waiting for that reason. So for example, if the US went into lockdown again, that would definitely crash the market. Definitely. What happens to your profits in live eval if you violated and traded past the 10 days? If you had a stop loss on every trade and your trades were not enormous, like for example, if you were not trading 50 lots of gold, which is very high, but people do it, you will get 50% of the profits. If you did trade big, lasted your 10 days, and had stop losses, then we would evaluate your trading account and you might get like a portion of the profits lower than 50% plus maybe a retry or something like that. It depends on the situation. We take them case by case basis. A lot of people, what they are doing with prop firms, and it's partially because of the prop firms' fault, but also the way the market is right now for prop firms. What they're doing is they're basically all-inning all the time and letting the daily drawdowns and stuff act as a stop loss and then saying pay me. That serves no purpose to us as a prop firm. Like we're not like a casino. We want long-term relationships, right? So why we're not really interested in rewarding that behavior, because then if we do reward it, they'll come back and do it again, and it's annoying and it serves no purpose to us. Hope we are allowed to trade gold at MFF. Absolutely, you can trade gold. It's the most traded product in our database. 2 minutes until the news. Well, 1 minute. Why does it look like my price is frozen, but I'm looking at all my different brokers and it's doing the same thing? It kind of does look like they want to sell today. $30 seconds, 25 seconds. Maybe my closing of the trade was the better option. 10 seconds till the news. Gold is a casino? Not really. 2 seconds, 1 second, news is out. News is out, nothing happened. Okay, great. It's already priced in. Hourly bar is undecided. However, I would say that this is a bear territory. Will we rebounce off this zone? The answer is no. So we're now through the zone, kind of. I don't know. Can you repeat what you say to people doesn't allow or encourage, please? I don't understand that. Can you clarify what you mean? Oh, what we say we don't encourage? We don't encourage gambling. So if you're all in every trade and then using your daily as a stop out just to get paid, we don't encourage that, and we will not encourage that. We won't reward you for that. See, let's look for maybe some sell opportunities on Dow. Maybe in this zone. Or maybe it'll come down and then come back to this zone. It's kind of clunky though, isn't it? With the 4-hour bar, that is bearish. S&P looks pretty heavy. Today is Friday, so Friday's always a bit of a turbulent one. So let's see if it dumps 100 points or something. Let's see if we go all the way back down to yesterday's support. I'd be surprised if we do, but you know, let's see if we do. We've got your crosses. We're now starting to fan. The downtrend might be here temporarily. The 5 minutes about to cross 2. Can one scalp? Yep, you can scalp. You can scalp. Just don't trade the size of a bank when you do it. Unless of course you are a bank, then that would make sense. I'm gonna zoom out. What was the news result? Let's take a look at how good or bad it was. Oh, it was terrible. That's why. Okay. All right. Sentiment very bad. Awful sentiment. Awful. And there goes my whole daily analysis, actually. It gets pooped on by one news announcement. But consumer sentiment was very bad. Consumer confidence in the US deteriorated sharply in August. The reading missed the market expectation. 1-year inflation outlook lowered. Sorry, cat was outside, needed to come inside. It's too hot outside. Where would you aim for gold? That zone. Let's say 1793 is probably a good spot, just to, because it's Friday as well. You want to get out. You don't want to sit in the market. Okay, we've reached one zone. All this noise here. The way a market maker trades would you fill both sides of the market with orders and profit off them. Kinda, yeah. Most of the time when there's no like news and stuff, they're on both sides of the market. I feel like I missed a short that I should have taken. Probably this one on the cross. But it's Friday and it's Friday. Consumer sentiment, huh? That's what drove that down, all right. The way a market, oh, I answered that question already. So yesterday, if you remember this sell-off that kicked my ass in 5 seconds, that wasn't expected to happen in my view, right? So it indicates that there are, at least to me, my interpretation of it now is that there were sellers yesterday who were interested in selling, and now they have a good reason to sell, which is consumer sentiment. So they're selling again, and it's Friday, so you balance your books. So when people claim they trade the market maker method, that's false advertising. Yep. It's not to say that their strategy doesn't work. What do you mean? It just means that they're probably marketing it as, you know, I'm an institution, look at my trading, you know. It could work. It's not like, I'm not saying that it doesn't. Oh. That's a very pin bar. What's all right, I'm gonna mute for a second. I have to take a phone call. Hey guys, sorry, I was on the phone to Martuza. Alright, let's look what happened. This is more of a sell, not a buy, I think. To me, that's sell, not buy. The question is, will I take it? If I took a buy, I'd take a buy on the cross of the moving averages. Today might not be a very interesting day, but let's see. Show your history of the day, Josh. No, thank you. You might steal my trades. I had the trade open earlier, week trade, so everyone's seen it. It's not a question. Hey, since it takes 48 hours maximum to get accelerated account, so I can get it next Monday before market open, isn't it? No, because you have to submit your documents. So it's 48 hours after you submit your documents. If you have your documents ready, then it might be good, but. And take the sell, actually, I think. Is evaluation account spreads and prices same as accelerator? Yep. Same live server, same prices on both feeds of demo and live. All the same. I like the sell, so I'm going to take the sell to there. I need to put my stop loss in. I'm going to start at 50 and I'm going to move it in over time. You submitted my documents immediately after payment. Okay, then should be 48 hours. So there is a chance you'll get it in time. Accelerated team works pretty quick, so you probably might end up having some good luck there. I'm going to move my stop even tighter, actually. So we're going to go to there. The sell to me is probably a really good trade, so let's see. If we hit that point, I'm still not at break even. I'm like 1K off. But what does it mean to balance the books? It means that you're making your risk for the weekend 0. That's what it means to me. This is probably a buy in Yavuz's books because he has the double bottom. And I am quite uncertain about it. Accelerated uses live account. Yes, accelerated accounts are all live accounts. That's why we don't allow EAs, because we don't know what the trading is like when it comes in. So I don't know if I should tighten even more. I think it's a good trade, that one, actually. So I'm gonna watch it closely. So basically just closing out longs and shorts open in the week, maybe, or opening more on the other side to hedge. Or what do full-time traders do during the weekend? Probably sleep. I mean, I'm not a full-time trader anymore, but yeah, sleep was good, and sports and stuff. I play tennis, cycle. Do you allow EAs on live evaluation accounts? Yes, we do, because going through the 2 phases shows us what kind of trading it is, so we know you're not cheating. I'm done with trading plus day. Congratulations, Flo. Hopefully you're pretty close to payout time too, right? And tighten a bit more. I think this support is going to break, but as you know from my streams so far, you should trade against me, not with me. So you should probably go all in buy right now and probably make a killing. What's a 30-minute look like? Yeah. I kind of shorted into a zone, didn't I? I'll take it. I'm not. It's Friday. I'll still wait for that buy cross, and if I get the buy cross, then that'll be the day. And 200k challenge, nice. Can you do live every day? It's nice to chat with you. So I'm doing it just this week and next week. Then maybe we'll do it with someone else. We have to figure out like equipment, but maybe Connor or Yavuz can do it. YOLO bought DAO. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I went to the database and saw a whole bunch of DAO buys going. Well, Nasdaq just missed the target. Who had the Nasdaq long? Someone had it. Someone had the Nasdaq long, so whoever it was, good for you. So now I don't know what this is gonna do. I'll probably trade the cross. Trading against you would be a problem because by the time anyone realized it might be proper strategy, you had a $2,500 winning trade. Good on you, AJ. Good. Everyone seems to have had the long Nasdaq. You probably will get the target up here. I actually am starting to suspect that Dow will reverse, so I will trade the cross, but this type of price action is not ideal. One hour trend line from the tops. Yeah, I guess you could do it that way. This is too wide now. Let's remove spread from there. Yep. So you're saying this? Could be. That could be.
Are you still streaming? I can't get any internet. You are.
Yeah, so streaming kills the internet, obviously. I might actually have to close it. All right. The Dow's not a friend. Yeah, the Dow that's, if you look at this is a lower high and this is a flat low, so the next push could be downwards. But we don't know because look, this is all indecision here. Market was choppy this week. Yeah. This zone is holding pretty well though, but I don't know. I'd still wait for if it's gonna go up, I'll take the cross, but yeah, it is Friday too, because it could just sit here for the rest of the day. It's 1 hour till lunch, and the account has made a nice rebound from its lows, and I just don't know if I'm willing to take more trades. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it. kind of hope the cross happens before I do leave, because I need my internet connection to be freed up so that people in this household can use the internet. The stream sort of takes it all up. So at 5 p.m. we have a call with Murtuza on stream, so should be on time with that too. We'll probably be a little bit early, so make sure that you're following and subscribing to the channel and the whole shebang. Kind of a bit annoyed I didn't get another trade today. I'll have plenty of questions for you next week as well. Yeah, you keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. It's 25 lot, not too big for this account. So 25 lots of the 25 lots of CFDs on this account is $1 per lot. So it's $25 per point, which is a little high, but not too high, because you can still hold a 1% stop loss. It's not, it won't kill the account, right? It will go down maybe, but yeah, 25 lots is quite big, especially if you're trading multiple things. But it's actually, for FX it would be 2.5 lots would be the same, which is not too bad for 100k, especially considering a lot of our traders are trading like 30 FX lots, which would be 300 CFD lots, which, you know, that's very high. Actually, here's one more. How does a market make a profit from taking both sides? They're probably heavy on one side than the other. So liquidity providers, there are some that are both sides balanced, but most of them are like long side or short side. So one side is always short, one side is always long, and so you sort of match them together. But how they profit, to be honest, I don't know how they're finding their delta, so I can't exactly answer that question. Maybe they're offsetting somewhere, getting a better price somewhere else, and making the difference between the two prices. We don't know, and it's not anything that we particularly care about. It doesn't affect us, us being you and I as traders. All right, so I'm gonna end this one early, guys. I don't think I'm gonna open a trade. I would like to take the cross of the two moving averages if it were to happen, but I won't, because I'm definitely not holding over the weekend, and it's Friday, so after lunch it's probably gonna be dead anyway. So the account will be as is when you come back next week. Hopefully I'll see a bunch of you in the chat this afternoon with Murtuza, and I do hope you all have a really good weekend. I know that I will be busting my ass on a bicycle, so hopefully you guys have something a bit more relaxing happening on the weekend. So I will see you in Discord and chat and all other places.